The restaurant was almost empty. Only the soft hum of jazz and the clinking of silverware filled the air. Clara wiped the same spotless counter for the 10th time, eyes heavy from exhaustion. Then, the door opened. A girl, maybe 16, walked in slowly, her frame so fragile it seemed a breath could break her. She sat alone at a corner table, hands trembling as she unfolded the menu. Her skin was pale, almost translucent, her eyes distant, hollow, like she'd forgotten how to smile. Clara's heart clenched. She'd seen loneliness before, in mirrors, in strangers, but this was something else. The girl whispered softly to herself, "I'll just have water. No food. Nothing else." Clara approached with a gentle smile. "You sure you don't want something to eat, sweetheart?" The girl's lips quivered. "I can't," she said. Then tears began to roll silently down her cheeks. Clara froze. This wasn't just a customer. This was a cry for help. And when Clara sat beside her that night, breaking every restaurant rule just to talk, she had no idea that single act of kindness would turn her whole world upside down. Because tomorrow, the man who walked through that same door would not just thank her, he would change her life forever. If this moment already has your heart tight, stay with us. Because what happens next will remind you, kindness never goes unseen. And if you love stories that move your heart, make sure you subscribe. It means the world to this channel. Clara had always been the kind of person who noticed pain in others, because she grew up learning to hide her own. Before she ever stepped into that restaurant as a waitress, she was a girl raised in the shadow of hunger. Not the kind that gnawed at your stomach, but the kind that gnawed at your heart. Her mother battled illness for years, and every hospital bill carved deeper into their lives. Clara learned early how it felt to sit across from someone you love, and watch them push away food with shaking hands because they were too sick to swallow. She learned what it meant to work 3 jobs before turning 21. To skip meals so her mother wouldn't feel guilty. To smile so the world wouldn't see the exhaustion underneath. When her mother passed, the world didn't stop. Rent was still due. Life kept moving, and Clara had no choice but to move with it. She took the waitress job because it was the only thing she could get quickly. Long hours, little pay, but she was grateful. Working in a place filled with wealthy customers taught her something. People could look perfect on the outside and still be quietly shattering on the inside. So when she saw that fragile girl tonight, the trembling hands, the empty plate, the silence heavy with fear, Clara recognized it instantly. She saw a reflection of the same pain she once lived through. And that's why she couldn't walk away. She couldn't ignore a girl who looked like she was fading right in front of her. Because Clara knew what it felt like to fade and pray that someone would notice. And fate had just noticed both of them. But Clara had no idea that this girl's pain was tied to a man powerful enough to turn her entire life upside down. Clara walked toward the girl's table slowly, gently, like she was approaching something fragile that might break if she breathed too loud. The girl, Lila, no more than 14, stared down at her untouched plate. Her fingers trembled as she picked at a napkin, twisting it until it tore. Clara knelt beside her, keeping her voice soft. "Sweetheart, are you okay?" Lila swallowed hard. Her eyes darted around the restaurant like she expected someone to punish her for being seen. "I just can't," she whispered. The words came out barely above silence. "I want to, but my body freezes." Clara's heart cracked. She recognized that fear, that battle between wanting to eat and being terrified of it. She reached gently for Lila's hand. "You're safe," Clara said. "No one here will rush you or judge you. Not while I'm around." Lila blinked fast, tears trembling at the edge of her lashes. "And no one ever says that," she whispered. Clara smiled softly. "How about we start with just one thing?" She lifted a spoon, not toward Lila, but toward herself first. "I'll eat with you." A tiny spark lit in Lila's eyes. And for the first time all evening, she took a small bite. Just one. but it was enough to make Clara smile with the kind of pride only someone who had walked through pain could feel. Then, a sudden voice broke the moment. "Excuse me." Clara turned. A tall man in an expensive suit stood behind her. Sharp jaw, cold eyes, presence like a storm. He looked at Lila, then at Clara, and his expression shifted into something unreadable. "Did she eat?" he asked. Before Clara could answer, Lila froze, like every ounce of progress shattered in an instant. Clara nodded gently. "She had a bite." The man exhaled shakily, like that one bite meant everything. Then he said quietly, "Follow me. Now." Clara's breath caught. His voice wasn't angry. It wasn't harsh. It was afraid. And in that moment, Clara sensed it. Whoever he wasn't just a customer. He was someone whose entire world lived and died with that girl. Clara followed the man through the restaurant, her hands trembling slightly. Lila walked between them, holding onto her sleeve like a child trying not to fall apart. They stopped near the back hallway, quieter, dimmer, away from the curious stares of other diners. The man faced Clara, breathing hard like he'd been running. "My name is Adrian Hale," he said. Clara's eyes widened. Everyone knew that name. Billionaire, hotel owner, the kind of man who lived in magazines, not real life. "And this," he continued, voice softer now, "is my daughter." He placed a shaky hand on Lila's shoulder. She flinched, but didn't pull away. Clara nodded slowly. "I didn't mean to step out of line, Isai." "You didn't." Adrian cut her off. His voice cracked the second time he spoke. "You helped her, and no one has been able to do that in months." Lila stared at the floor, chewing her nails. Clara looked between them. "What happened to her?" she asked gently. Adrian swallowed. He opened his mouth, then closed it, as if the truth hurt too much to speak. "She stopped eating after her mother died," he finally whispered. Clara's heart dropped. But before she could respond, "Dad," Lila whispered. Her voice trembled. I liked her. Can she stay?" Adrian's entire body froze. Clara's breath caught. Lila, who couldn't even look waitresses in the eye, was clinging to Clara's sleeve like she was the only safe thing in the world. Clara touched her hand gently. "I'm right here." But then, Adrian's phone buzzed. He answered, his face shifting from relief to dread. "Yes." A pause. His jaw clenched. "I told you to wait. I'm with my daughter." His eyes darkened. "What do you mean she refused treatment again?" Lila's shoulders tensed. Her breath grew shallow. Her entire frame shook with fear. Clara felt it instantly. This wasn't about food. This wasn't about hunger. This was about grief. And a girl drowning in it. Adrian hung up, then looked at Clara with eyes that finally exposed the truth. "I don't know how to help her anymore." Lila tightened her grip on Clara's hand. And Clara realized, this man wasn't asking for help as a billionaire. He was begging as a father. And in that moment, Clara understood. She might be the only person who could pull Lila back from the edge. Clara followed Adrian and Lila into a quiet corner booth, one the staff rarely used. The restaurant lights were dimmer here, softer, as if the space itself understood the weight of what was coming. Lila slid into the booth first, curling into herself. Clara sat beside her, keeping her movements gentle and slow. Adrian sat across from them. But he didn't look like a billionaire anymore. He looked like a broken father. For a moment, no one spoke. Only Lila's shaky breaths filled the air. Then Adrian exhaled, long, tired, heavy. "You asked what happened to her," he began, voice low. "It wasn't just grief. It was the way it happened." Clara nodded. "I'm listening." Adrian looked down at his hands that had built an empire, now trembling. "My wife, Elena. She didn't die in the accident people talk about." His voice cracked. She collapsed, right in front of Lila. 1 minute she was laughing. The next, she was on the ground. Lila's fingers tightened around Clara's sleeve. Clara swallowed hard. That must have been terrifying. Adrian nodded. It was heart failure. Sudden. No warning. He shut his eyes, remembering. I tried to shield Lila. I told her it wasn't her fault. But she stopped eating the day we buried Elena. She just shut down. Lila's voice broke like thin glass. She smiled at me right before she fell. I thought I made her tired. I thought I caused it. Clara turned instantly, cupping Lila's hands in hers. No, sweetheart, she whispered, voice trembling. You didn't cause anything. You loved her. That's all you did. Lila's chin quivered. Silent tears rolled down her cheeks. Adrian watched them, watched Clara speak to his daughter with a softness he hadn't seen in months, and something in his face shifted. Relief, fear, hope, all tangled together. Then he finally admitted the truth he'd been holding back. When you walked up to her earlier, I saw something in Lila's eyes I haven't seen since Elena died. Clara frowned softly. What's that? Light, Adrian whispered. You brought back the light. Clara blinked, stunned, emotional. I just did what I wish someone had done for me when I was younger. Adrian leaned forward, voice trembling. What do you mean? And here came the reveal Clara didn't expect to give. When I was a teenager, I struggled with the same thing Lila is facing now. I didn't eat. I thought disappearing would make life easier for the people around me. Lila gasped softly. You too. Clara nodded gently. And one woman, a school counselor, sat with me every day. Talked to me. Helped me taste food again. Helped me breathe again. Her voice thickened. She saved my life. I just wanted to give that back. Silence fell. Then Adrian whispered, Clara, I need your help. Not as a waitress. Not as staff. As the first person she's trusted in a year. Clara stared at him, overwhelmed. A billionaire father. A grieving daughter. And the past she never thought she'd reveal. And in that fragile moment, Clara realized something terrifying. She might be the only thing standing between Lila and the darkness trying to pull her under. Later that evening, when the restaurant emptied out and the noise settled into a distant hum, Clara walked Lila and Adrian out through the quiet back exit. The sky was soft now, the last streaks of sunset painting the clouds in gold and lavender. Lila walked between them, still fragile, still trembling, but no longer alone. At Adrian's car, Clara crouched to Lila's level, brushing a loose strand of hair behind her ear. Can I ask you something? Clara said softly. Lila nodded. Earlier, when you didn't want to eat, tell me why you reached out for my hand. Lila hesitated, then whispered, barely audible. Because your voice sounded like my mom's. Clara's heart cracked open. Adrian's eyes glistened. Lila wiped her tears with the back of her small hand. She used to tell me, just taste it for me. And when you said it, it felt the same, like someone cared again. Clara pulled her gently into a hug. You deserve care, sweetheart. You deserve to feel safe. When they stood, Adrian stepped forward, but he wasn't the billionaire now. Not the CEO. Not the powerful man everyone feared. Just a father clutching hope with trembling hands. Clara, he said quietly, I'm asking you for something important. She looked up at him. I want you to help us. Not as a waitress. Not because you feel obligated. But because you understand her. Because she responded to you in a way she hasn't responded to anyone. Clara hesitated. This was so much bigger than a restaurant moment. So much heavier than she ever expected. What would that mean? She finally asked. Adrian took a breath. I want to hire you, he said. to stay with Lila, to teach her, to guide her, to be the person she trusts. Whatever you need, time, space, therapy sessions, I'll handle it. Clara's eyes widened. Why me? He held her gaze. Because you saved her, he whispered. And because I haven't heard her laugh. Until today. Lila tugged at Clara's sleeve. Will you stay with us? She asked, voice trembling. Please. I don't want you to go. That did it. Clara's resolve melted instantly. She nodded, tears shining in her eyes. Yes, sweetheart, I'll stay. Lila threw her arms around her. Adrian stepped closer, more grateful than words could ever express. Clara, thank you, he said, voice raw. She shook her head softly. No. Thank her, she whispered, looking down at Lila. She's the one choosing to fight. Adrian exhaled, the first real breath of relief he'd taken in months. And as their car pulled away, Clara realized something quietly life-changing. She hadn't just saved a child today. She had found a new purpose, and maybe, just maybe, a new beginning for herself too. Because sometimes, the family we heal becomes the family we keep. And if this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that a single act of kindness can change an entire life, then don't leave just yet. There are more stories waiting for you. Stories of healing, courage, and unexpected second chances. Subscribe, turn on the notifications, and let the next SoulTwist story find you. Because sometimes, the video you click next is the one your heart needs the most.